Aloha! Hey, it's Julie Ziemelis from 365 Hawaii and Keller Williams Realty, and I'm here with
Lance Owens from LUVA Real Estate.
and the president of the Association of Realtors. Always add that in there. You've got a couple more months.
Come on. It's rapidly coming to an end.
Yes, indeedy. And so we're going to start right off with the stats. I did some peering into how long these people actually watch what we're doing, and they love the first 6 minutes.
Wow, I got 6 minutes.
So you have 6 minutes to kill it.
Let's knock this out in 6 minutes. All right, my big rant for today is I got a headache. I need an aspirin. I was just pouring over so much information. Misinformation is what's out there in the market and out there on the news, headlines, everything else. I had an email I opened up today, and it's like, we're in a crisis, and it's from my housing people, right?
We're in a crisis?
Yeah. And then you open up the email, and it's like, it's not a housing crisis, it's a misinformation crisis.
Oh, okay.
So here's what I want to jump in and talk about real quick. So I printed up some different things. You guys, after the show, I posted the link to these reports, and I added some things on the end of the reports that I don't usually add on there.
Okay.
And it's really cool. We're going to talk about it so you know. And what you're going to see when we're talking about, look for these. It's on the last 4 pages of the report that I posted up there, okay? But real quick, we'll jump into the numbers. So residential home sales, last year, 47 sold in August. This year, 40 sold in August. So we got a 14% drop in the number of sales. You've heard us before, that used to be because it was lack of inventory. Our inventory's up, but we're only at 93 today, where we were at 100 a month ago, and we've been running 100 for about 4 months, 3-4 months now.
Yeah.
We're back down into the 90s again, and condos were at 34 when I checked this morning, active, and they should be up at 130. So homes should be at 150. A year ago they were at 50. They're now at they're at 93. So inventory's back, but it's not. You don't have your pick of the crop anymore. So
Yeah.
And that's been something ongoing for a while. So
Can I add just real quick on that one?
Yeah.
We were watching the broker tour online today, and realtors were talking about their listings that were coming on, and every single one of them was a single family house except for one. It was a condo. It was the vets.
Yeah.
So one condo that is being marketed, and they had 6 houses.
3 houses in 1 condo
So
today.
so the inventory is dropping.
Yes, inventory's dropping,
And condo market is shrinking.
and they're selling fast again.
Yeah, selling fast again.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So they're not making it to caravan again is the big thing. So, yeah. So that's kind of, it's a bummer for buyers. It's good for sellers again. The market's not anywhere close to being neutraling out. We saw it moving that way, but it's not moving that way. So,
But there are some price reductions. I saw some.
I'm going to get into that.
Okay.
I can't wait.
Okay, we have these ADD experiences.
So,
Go on.
yeah. So I love that. So let's jump into the condos. Condos, 51 sold last year, 46 sold this year. So we're 5 shy on condos and 7 shy on homes from the thing. Condos, again, are because of inventory. Homes are no longer because of inventory.
Okay.
It has slowed down a little bit.
Okay. So lack of buyer demand, or at least demand enough to my.
But demand has slowed down. It's not a lack of buyer demand. It's still well over the normal.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're just maybe it's not as it's not as
it's not crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, crazy went away. So it's
That's
good. So interestingly enough, looking at it, so this year we had of those 40 homes, 18 of them were cash, 21 of them were finance, and 1 was a 1031 exchange. So if you listen for this for a long time, people come and go out of this group because they buy their home and they leave. So you may not have heard this.
Actually, they stay.
Yeah, we got some people that stay. So the 1031 exchange, that lets me know how many people are coming in that are investors versus somebody coming in to move into their home.
Okay.
So we only had 1 1031 exchange on a home. But interestingly enough, on the condos, we had, I think it was 6 1031 exchanges on the condos. So we're seeing investors even thinking that it's a good market. They're taking their money from a different area. If you don't know what a 1031 exchange is, it's basically postponing paying taxes on your investment property. If you sell one, you got 45 days to identify a new one and 180 days to close on it, and you don't pay any taxes. We do see a lot of investors investing in here. That hasn't been our market the last couple of years.
No. In fact,
So to
wasn't it
see
you
that-
who said that buying condos in Kona is not the best investment experience?
Right. Yeah.
But then
Yeah,
when
it's
you're
not the-
getting a 50% increase in your equity every 2 years,
Well, yeah, the equity part of it's great.
That's amazing.
So that part of it's good. So investors are looking at the stock market, looking at recession, looking at things. They're saying, hey, let's put some money into Kona. So
that's a good day.
and we have people from this group here right now looking at that. So that's good. So that's interesting. We'll jump into the median price. And for you guys that leave in 6 minutes, I want you guys to stay for this one this time. Okay. So median price Kona last year, August, 928 for homes, $1,049,000 this year. So we got over $121,500 difference in we talked about equity and building up. So there you go. Condos last year this time 385, today 604.
Wow.
604,000 from 385. So that is a $219,500 increase.
So for all of you who are in this group that bought their condos a year ago, 2 years ago, you're doing pretty good. That is an investment.
That is an investment. That's worth doing. So that's up 32% year to date and 18% on homes year to date. I'm sorry.
There's a question. Can you do a 1031 exchange if you live in the unit half of the year?
No.
Half the year?
No.
No.
I think it's 2 weeks or something as a limit.
It's pretty small.
Yeah, it's a real short time.
Because they don't want you really using that as a private home. They want
Right.
it to be an investment opportunity. That's a business.
But I'm a realtor, and we can put you in touch with good 1031 exchangers that can explain that information better.
Yeah.
Anything like a good team like this, and that's why Julie's been so successful at this. She picks people in Kona that are good, in South Kona that are good, people out in Waikoloa that are good, and people in the Hilo side that are good. And we do teamwork. We pick the best escrow companies, the best 1031 exchangers, and get the right people and the best mortgage brokers.
Yeah,
We get the
yeah,
wins that
yeah.
are on here all the time. So
Yeah, and the 1031 exchange also, just if I can for just a moment.
Yep.
In my Insider's Guide to
Scaring
Buying
me
Real
is what she's
Estate,
learning.
I have a whole section on 1031 exchange information. Get
And,
my book.
Cindy Haley says, I think it's 2 weeks, Lance. She agrees with you.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Cindy
Thank you,
Healy,
Cindy.
Right?
She knows. She has several investment properties, and she would know that answer.
Thank
So,
you.
Good. We've helped her. I think.
There you go.
There you go.
Crowdsourcing.
I know we've helped her, but thank you, Cindy, and I love watching your home come along. That's awesome. So that's the meat of the basic report. Now we're going to jump into the rumors. What everybody says. What everybody
Okay, this is
hears.
minute 7. The rumors start.
Minute 7. So hang in there. Where are we at? We're at 4:14. So yeah, we're about 7 minutes in. So this is where it's really important. I'm going to talk about homes in August and what happened in August of this year. Okay. So we have in this new report that you have on the link on there, it has a summary of what happened last month. So the sale to the current price for August was 99% of the list price. For the 40 homes that sold, 99% of them sold, or 99 sold within 99% of the list price. Everybody says, well, sure, they dropped the price, and that's why it sold finally. They did the price reduction. All right, I got that. Sale to original price was at 96%.
Oh, okay.
So that was the average. Okay, we got median of 99%. We got the highest was 111% over the original list price, and 68% was the lowest. So that one house that sold probably at 68% less, then it really wiped out that number down to 96.
And that's for single family homes for sure. That wasn't
That's
just a
single
land or
family.
anything.
No, that's only single family homes, residential
Okay.
only.
68%.
So
That was somebody who maybe had a high price
yeah,
listing.
yeah, there was something wrong there, and that skewed these numbers some.
Yeah.
So.
But 111 shows a multiple offer market usually, and 96 to 97 is usually about what most markets in normal days show.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And so that's good. So now you're going to say, well, what about last year?
Yeah. What about last year? I'd like to see this.
I'm ready.
Okay.
All right, last year. This one isn't on there, you guys. I'm sorry. This is
This is new, fresh
2021.
info.
Yeah, this is something I'm jumping into. So last year, the average, again, going off of this year, was 99.07. Last year was 99.78. So, I mean, it was the same thing.
Yeah. And what little things is
That was
111% was one of the highest ones.
Yeah, and we had 111% on this one, too.
Okay. Silicon Valley was running about 110, 111%
A year ago or this
a year
last
ago.
month?
And then
Yeah.
they've gone to about 97, 98.
Yeah.
So it's a normalizing market in terms of pricing.
It's good market. There's no big crazy price drops because the sale to original price, look at that number, and that's where the difference is.
Yeah,
So, and
yeah.
that's what you see. So,
And if I can, I've always like, the pro realtor aspect of life that I don't know if you guys know this, but sellers actually pick the price of their homes after conferring with a realtor who gives them the information about the comps in the area. And when they are intelligent and they actually take the advice of the realtor, their house sells for basically what they put it on the market for.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So-
If they listen to their realtor and they take, listen to other people too and come up with a number. That's
But
right.
there's a house that I've been tracking. It's one of our friends. It's been on the market now for almost 3 months because they refused to lower the price when it realized it wasn't.
Yeah.
And now they've missed the market, and now they're sitting on a dog that they should have just priced it correctly to begin with, but they didn't. But then when the realtor said 3 weeks later, let's price this correctly, they still wanted to say, you know what, let's see if we can get top dollar.
Yeah.
And now they're sitting on this house that's now overpriced.
Now it's scary. Yeah. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
And just so you know, I did put the actual numbers in here too.
You did?
Is in there. So
Okay.
this is in the report where we have the link on. It's really good to have.
Right.
And then it shows you. What this doesn't show you is the original list price, but it shows you what it was now and then. But just compare it to the numbers that we just talked about. Because these numbers don't lie. The computer knows what it came on at the original price.
Yeah, so
that's
you're
gonna-
not seeing 60% of
Yeah.
house values and stuff like that. No, homes are maintaining their value.
Yes.
Which we were talking about this yesterday, I have to remember. But one of the things that we've been hearing is buyers saying, if I buy now, am I going to lose equity in the house? If I just wait, maybe the market will come down enough so I don't feel like I've lost something. How do you explain that? I mean, how do you tell them that?
Nobody knows what's going to happen in the market in the future.
That's what Amber said.
We don't know. We don't know what the future value is going to be, and that's important to know and understand. But what you can do is you can base off of past performance.
okay.
So you have to make an educated guess, and an educated guess is looking at past performance and looking at where we are and looking how it is compared to a year ago or 2 years ago or 3 years ago. If you're somebody that's really analytical and you want to sit down and go over all the numbers for the last 5 years, that's fine. We'll sit down and do it. We'll pull up this stuff. It's really cool. The new MLS, the way we can run the reports, I kind of like that.
Yeah, so there are a few of you I know that love digging into the numbers, and statistics are your thing to make yourself feel good. Telling you, Lance is a number guy. Julie's the everything's going to be okay by right now.
It's funny you say that because I was looking, I accidentally hit the wrong button on one of my older blogs, and the first market report I went on and reported on was in 2008.
Oh.
And I'm like, so I think if it's been, 14 years that I've been doing market reports, I think I can.
You could pretty much. You are.
Can I be called an expert?
I'm telling you. Well, you could. You are the crystal ball, really.
Well, it just, I'm using past performance looking at
Yeah,
it, and I'm looking, and trust me, when it was happening in 2005 and 6, because I was a realtor back then too, I just wasn't doing market reports publicly. I was looking at them, but I wasn't doing them. And if you go to that link, I have the reports all the way back to 2004.
Wow.
So they weren't as in depth as this, but they were more the black and white numbers that we typically do.
And just so you guys know too, that those of you
we
who
didn't
are,
go over the condo numbers.
Okay,
but go ahead.
those of you who might be on the podcast or on the YouTube channel and you're wondering where you're going to get these numbers, you have to join our private Facebook group to get them.
Yeah.
So I will drop information about that below in the description in the YouTube and also on the podcast.
Awesome. So we're gonna just shoot over the condo numbers real quick to give you that number too. So sale to current price, the average was 98.97%. So call it 99% also on the average sale to current price, and the sale to original price was 97.5. So again, no huge price reductions. No, the sky's not falling. It's all good. Pay attention to that. So it's we're good.
Yeah.
Take that
In
one
fact,
away.
you'll be proud of me. I got one of my buyers under contract. She was the only person.
Awesome.
I didn't have to compete. See, I'm glad I came into this market later because I don't want to write 16 offers for one of my buyers. I'd like to write one.
Yeah.
So she got the condo in Alihilani at list.
Awesome.
She said, I'm going to give them what they asked for.
Yeah.
And it was below all the crazy. But
Yeah.
it wasn't like, too high. It was in the middle. And we put in a full price offer and she got it. And she didn't have to fight for it. She didn't have to go over. It was nice. Just done. That's the kind of market I like.
That's what everybody likes, I think. If it's priced fair and it's done.
Mm-hmm.
It grabbed me one of those real quick. The days on market on the condos. Let's just look at that. No, the one right next to there.
My sound guy says, be careful of riddling the paper.
Papers.
Yeah, careful.
I did a lot of that. earlier.
He's
Sorry,
like,
guys.
that rattling of the paper thing.
Days on market to sale, which I thought was really cool for condos, is 13 days.
That's it. Boom.
Yep. So there you go. You got an average. Average is 23. Median is 13.
And then what's it for single family homes?
You don't wrinkle the paper. You can just look at it. You read it.
It is
14 is the median. 29
is
the
average.
average.
Okay, so 29 days is actually you give it. We talked about this before. You get a chance to go and see it twice. You get a chance to talk to your spouse
Come
about
back.
the house.
Yeah. And the good part about that too is even at the 14, right? I mean, you got 2 weeks to go. But if you look at, because that median was 14, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those are people that priced it right, and that's what we want to. You need somebody experienced that knows, is that priced right?
Right.
Is it crazy?
Right.
Is it
right.
going to be one that's going to be on for 30 days, or is it going to be the one at 14 days and it's gone?
Right.
So,
And I'm hearing also some pricing strategy is if the seller believes it's worth more, that they put it on for what the seller thinks it's worth, and then they wait 10 days. And if they haven't sold it, then they listen to the realtor and they price it correctly, and then they get it off the market.
You take that to your client and you say, okay, here's the median, here's the average. We've had 3 showings. We need to do something here because we're not in the median, we're not in the average. We need to do something. So
Right.
it is, because it is a seller's choice. It is a seller, and sellers are very smart in this market. They've done a lot of research on their own too.
Yeah, but sometimes what happens is that they look at what Zillow is saying,
Yep.
and also then they look back also on housing information from 2 months ago,
Yep.
right? And then unless realtors who have access to different kins of
They're
statistics,
not looking at it daily.
They're
I get
not.
up every single morning and look, and that's why I know there was 93 this morning. There was 94 yesterday. I had to look to see which one closed, and so you're looking at that, and that's what you want, and that's what they're not doing because they've got a job, they got a family, they've got things they're doing. So you want somebody that spends the entire time getting up every day and looking at that, and looking at it again maybe at lunch. And just checking
Yeah,
and seeing and
that's
looking
true.
at the daily hot sheet.
Yeah, right. And the daily hot sheet tells you exactly what's happening in the market, basically. So that's another reason
Snapshot
why
live, yeah.
it's I've always been pro realtor, but now that I'm actually kind of in it, I understand even more why it's important to make sure that you use somebody who actually is going to the caravan meetings so they can actually get a chance to go see the houses, see what the prices are, see how fast they're moving,
Yeah.
talk to other realtors about what they're seeing in buyer demand, and then looking at the overall numbers.
Yep. And understand them, not just look at them.
Right, yeah.
Understand them. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
And I do, like when I go to listing appointment, before I go in, I typically have looked at Zillow and printed it out so I know when I go to my client, because they've looked at it. Got to admit, we're looking at property near our son on the mainland, and I'm looking at the Zillow numbers, and I'm talking to experienced realtors out there, and I'm asking them how close is this Zillow price to the value of the home.
And what they say.
The ones I've answered said that it's pretty close.
Okay.
So,
okay.
And I also do the RPR report, which is Realtor Property Resources. It's only available to realtors, and it's about 10% more accurate than Zillow is, but they can both fluctuate. So I go in with my RPR report, with the Zillow numbers, and then with my own comps.
Yep. And also knowing the market. You've been here for a
Knowing
long
the
time,
market,
so,
yeah. We could do all the comps all day long, but if we just came out with one on preview today, a 1-bedroom, 1-bath condo. It is a STVR. It has a very successul past, so that doesn't guarantee future performance, but past performance is good. And it is, we looked at, and for the pricing strategy, it's like, if I did price per square foot and view and took all that, you would have a value. But taking the fact that there's no STVRs in that price point at all, and there's only 34 condos to choose from in all of the area, you go up some.
Yeah.
And our clients actually wanted to be higher.
Oh.
And we showed them, why.
You want to be where that
why
price range.
this is why we want to be where we're at.
Okay.
We have 2 weeks to sell it.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay, so have you gotten any offers on it yet?
It just came out on preview a few hours ago.
Okay, so we will have a link to that cool condo because you're listing it, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
on
yes,
the
yes.
private group that you can belong to
Yeah.
if you go to the 365 Ohana. But that's great. So it shows that, there's stuff still coming on.
Yeah.
That people are still trying to sell their houses.
Yep.
And for reasons that we have all these different things that people say, I'm getting rid of my vacation assets, or I'm leaving the island because I came here during the pandemic and it's time for me to go
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
So
We
that's-
talked about that coming. Remember, 2 years ago, we were wondering what's going to happen and how's this going to play out, and we are already seeing people that are leaving, after the craziness has gone from the pandemic.
Yeah,
So,
and we talked about also the fact that there's a lot of major corporations that are calling their brokers back home.
Yes.
You had said that might happen.
Yeah.
Remember that? And it's true. They have found
Yeah.
that they have done the numbers, and they found out people who are not working in a corporate office are less productive,
Mm-hmm.
and so they're calling people back. And so I know that there were a couple people on our island that were they were just kind of saying, I'll get up extra early in the morning and make it happen.
Make it happen.
That might have to change their lifestyle.
Uh-huh.
So keep an eye on what's happening. We can put you on a listing alert, and you can see what's coming on the market if you're looking for something, and give you guys a hand, because Eric and I are now in the market. We
That's awesome.
We hope
I'm
to
so
buy a house
excited.
by the end of this
Yeah.
year. So excited.
Yep.
So now we're like this. Okay, what's out there? Not much.
So I'm going to give you guys a hint. Put yourself on a listing alert. Your personal self on a listing alert.
Very good.
Okay, because
Just
Kimmy
to
and
see,
I,
yeah.
when we were looking for our land and we were so busy, I couldn't check the thing every day. I didn't know what was going on. Sure enough, I'm out showing property. I get an alert. I look at it. I said, this is it. I'm looking at I excuse myself from my client for a minute. I'm like, Kimmy, get all the info on this. Go find it. Go look at it. Touch it. Feel it. And we did. And there was 3 offers on. This is back in 8 years ago.
Wow.
There's 3 offers on
that
it
was
in
raw
24
land.
hours. That was raw land, and there was 3 offers on it in 24 hours.
Wow.
And
Now
won.
everybody
We
knows
won.
that you can't build your house.
yeah, I was
You're so
suggesting a lot of
lucky.
people. We were selling land because the houses got so crazy, and nobody had any idea that the whole Epic system was going to be an epic failure. Sadly, I mean they're doing what they can. They've brought in some consultants, and I think they're going to get this fixed.
Right. So the EPIC system is dealing with county permitting, so these
permitting.
buildings can actually get built, and it has been nothing but a headache for over a year.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
year now. So.
In fact, I'm seeing a lot of land come back on the market on those hot sheets.
Yeah, people were frustrated with it because there's people that's taken 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months to get a permit,
yeah.
and you can't blame them. And
Right,
we did. Nobody knew that was going to happen when we were pushing land, because we went from. We had picked out plans, but we had our home built in 6 months. We were done.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
like, it seems like almost like that you're telling me like that when you were saying that, like, what was it, 10 years ago? Yeah, but no, it was only 3 years ago.
3 years
that
ago,
things
yeah.
actually got built on this island
Yeah.
in a normal time frame where you
Yeah.
can move in before Christmas,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, because we had 2 people contact us. They're going to come tour some places here in September, and they had always had these grand plans of buying a piece of land and building their dream home. And they said, you know what? By the time it's built, we're old. We cannot wait
Yeah.
because we can't
Yeah.
count on it. And so it's easier to buy a single family home that maybe needs massive renovation because it has a footprint on the island
Yeah.
than trying to build scratch from a piece
Yeah,
of land.
exactly.
So, and we'll let you guys know. It says, Lance keeps an eye on this. When things get better and the permitting system gets a little bit less
Yeah.
crazy,
They're
we'll let
taking
you know.
big steps to fix it, you guys. I've met with the mayor. We've met with the planning director. We've met with several people talking about our concerns. They listened to our concerns. They've brought in people, and it's changing. So
Okay, so it's moving.
we got
Okay.
a question.
Cindy says ours will be just shy of 2 years from the offer on the land to moving in. 2 years.
Yeah,
2 years.
that's hard.
Yeah, I always go back to that poor woman who said in our note in our group, I plan on buying a piece of land and I'm going to move in 8 months to a brand new house I built.
Yeah.
And we're like this. Oh no, you're not.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2 years. Wow.
Well, and Cindy and them were one of them. We just kept. That was when the prices were going boom, 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 like it was getting crazy, and everything that we liked was just out of this world. And Kimmy and I had, we were a year out from our home being built, and we talked with them about it, and it made sense at that point in time to do that. And I think when you guys move in, your house is beautiful, and comment please.
Yeah, I would love to
You're
see
gonna be so
pictures
much
of your
happier.
finalized
Yeah,
house. I
so,
mean, that's it's it's hope for other people who
yeah.
just really want to see their own designs come to life.
Yes.
Right.
And I've seen her. She joined a designing class or something, right? And you're doing to help. It's a fun process. It's a long
And
process.
Cindy again says her permits were put in just before it went live. It says you can do. She also says you can do a live podcast from Illinois.
Awesome.
Ah,
Awesome.
there we go.
Yeah.
It's so nice when people actually see their dreams come true on this island. And, buying a house and walking in and getting the keys is one thing, but going through everything that goes into building a house here. And it's because Lance did it, one of our realtor partners, Delania, did it, and for Cindy too.
She got hers done pretty quick too, didn't
Yeah,
she?
right. But you guys got in at the sweet time.
Sweet time.
Yeah, just there was no supply chain issues. There was actual construction workers willing to show up and actually do the work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in fact, we'll give you guys an interesting. My mother-in-law just bought a condo in Keoho Resort, and it's original, and it's Pepto-Bismol pink all over the whole thing.
I
So
saw it.
she just closed escrow on Tuesday, and then she hired a guy.
Paid her the next day.
Yeah, no, I know, right? Well, she hired a guy that comes in and says, okay, he's going to renovate it, right? He says, okay, so I'll see you in 3 months when your cabinets and all the stuff come in. And then it's going to be another, a few months after that to get everything in. So she's looking at least 6 months to do a 1-bedroom, 1-bath condo.
That's crazy.
So, that's one
crazy.
thing when Eric and I did it ourselves. We were the ones tearing all the shit out because we controlled the time frame. But that's when you could go to Home Depot and get all the stuff you needed.
Yeah.
So again, you guys, I'm sure it'll get better. I'm not being Debbie Downer.
Every day is getting better.
Every day.
Every day is getting better.
Yep. So, any other questions?
That's it.
You guys have any questions for Lance? Any ideas about things that you want to know about the island? One thing I had Amber do, and I'd like to add this to the value of what you guys are experiencing when you come and hear us. I want to know what you think about when you have free time. I know you go off mountain biking riding or your motorcycle riding, but is there something that you can suggest to our people about a favorite thing that you like to do in West Hawaii that adds a little value to life here that you want to share?
It's funny because Amber talked a lot about her gardening, and I got to talk to her about her. I've thought about the hydroponic, and I kick it around because I got 3 acres. Why do I need to plant it in a water pipe? But I just keep hearing how much better it is. Like she said, off the ground and things going. I have my container gardens. The snails.
The snails.
And other things. So, but I hear it grows a lot quicker in water and a lot fuller, and it is so. So I'm going to talk to her about that. So I do enjoy my gardening, and I'm a stall boy for my wife. That's the
a stall boy. What does that mean? You're cleaning like horse stalls?
I'm raking her arena, and I'm building a hitching post for her this weekend. But I enjoy that stuff, so I enjoy raking the arena. It's my big Zen garden. If you had a 120 by 120 foot sand Zen garden that you could go rake every week, would you enjoy it or not? It's much more satisfaction than cutting the grass.
Okay, but get this. If you guys don't know this, also Lance loves to barbecue. So can you suggest where you're getting your meat from?
The best meat I find here on the island, I hate to say this out loud, but I mean, it's Costco. Costco is my best value and the best thing.
So you're not going to some schmoozey,
Nope. I tried going to some of those places, and I wasn't happy with it. And Costco brings in a good meat. And I like buying the whole slabs that I can cut to my own thickness. And, if you vacuum seal them and put them away, they're good.
Yep.
And one of my biggest things, I got to say this politically correct, but smoking ice, meaning ice cubes, not ice. So I get people's eyes get this big. But, if you like a little glass of whiskey every now and then, I'll put ice cubes in my smoker. And I will smoke it for 2 hours. Of course, the ice melt.
Yeah, I was going to say, how's that work? Okay.
Yeah, people look at me, you're doing it all wrong. I'm like, no, you don't know the science of it. The science of it is first of all, you've got 100 times the surface area. If you put a aluminum foil pan in there with water, just the top of that water is all that's getting any smoke to it. Now, people, I stir it every 20 minutes. Well, you're still not getting much thing. If you put ice in there, a big tray of ice, it's going all around those cubes, and it's getting all of that smoke into it, infused into it, and melting down into the water. Yeah. And smoke sticks to cold better than it does to just water. If you just got a pan of water in there, it'll stick to the cold and the frostiness on the ice cubes, so you're getting a better penetration of it. So when it melts down, you take it and you refreeze it into ice cubes. And Amber asked for that for her birthday. That was one thing she asked for. I said, I'll smoke you something. What do you want me to do? Some meat, something else? She says, I want some of your smoked ice. I want to try it.
Smoked ice.
So you put that in a glass of whiskey and pour it over it slowly, and the whole time that it's melting in there, it's adding a little bit of smoke.
You know what? I bet that is tasty as heck.
It is.
Wow.
I'm gonna go home and I'm thinking about. I got a fresh batch in the freezer.
So if you find yourself on Big Island and we are having one of our client appreciation events, we're going to have Land Spring, the smoked ice, so you guys can try it. So, Eric, yes? Okay. So
We're good. All right,
one of the things I want you guys to remember is that not only do I moderate these shows, but I also sell real estate with Eric Ziemelis, and I am also an author. And so if you are looking for more information about moving to this island and learning about real estate, I have my updated 2022 How to Move to Kona book up on Amazon, but I can get you a nice little copy. We also have it on Book Patch. And then also on The Insider's Guide to Buying Real Estate is up on Amazon now. And also, again, I can get you a copy on the Book Patch, but also you can get a PDF copy if you join 365 Ohana, and you can learn more about that by going to movetohawaii365.com and click on the Join Ohana, and you guys can get that for free. So with that, you guys, we appreciate all of you guys from our podcast, our YouTube, and our live audience, and tune in. We're going to hopefully come back together again for the third Thursday.
Oh yeah,
which I think is next
third
week.
Thursday.
No, 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
No. It's 2 weeks from now, because next week on the 15th, you guys, I have a owner of Top Notch Home Inspections coming. His name's Carl, and he is going to be our guest to talk a little bit more about real estate in the sense of like home maintenance, things that you should worry about during a home inspection, the reports. So if you guys want to tune into that, that's going to be the same bat time, 4 o'clock next Thursday, and then the Thursday after that, we're going to do the TTT. So,
and he's a good guy. He's done some inspections for us. We like him a lot.
There you go. So as the rain starts to pummel, we'll say goodnight.
One question.
So, we have a question?
Tammy says the smoked ice was awesome.
Oh,
that's right. Tammy had some with us. Yeah.
She had it at Amber's party.
Yeah.
And Lance Bond says Mahalo.
There we go.
Oh, guys, thank you.
So with that, we will say aloha.